Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing a video giving my thoughts on the next major Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie being a reboot. They're going to be restarting the franchise and should start filming before the end of this year. Alright, now I'll put the link in the description so you guys can go ahead and check this one out. We got it from ScreenRant.com. And I definitely wanted to give my thoughts on this one because, as far as the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movies, if you guys didn't see my reviews for the last two movies, I was pretty disappointed with both movies. Well, I thought there was some cool action sequences and Michael Bay explosions and stuff like this in the last two Turtles movies. You guys know if you saw my reviews, I called them Teenage Mutant Ninja Transformers because I felt like they kind of had done in the last sort of iteration of the Turtles. With those two movies, it really felt like sort of a cross between what the Transformer movie franchise has been or was, and kind of still is in a way, and Turtles. And I just felt like I felt like it never quite worked. I mean, there was the final boss fight battle, and they did kind of sort of have like their own Technodrome and stuff. With the shredder and everything, so I mean, there was some okay things about the most recent live action Turtles movies with Megan Fox and everything like that. But I was pretty disappointed, all in all, with what they were doing. So I'm very, very happy to hear that they're going to be rebooting the Turtles and that production or filming of the movie, first movie that is, if they're going to do another kind of series, which usually nowadays that's pretty much what they want. Right? They always want to do several movies. They're probably just not going to set out to do one. But the filming for the next Turtles movie will likely begin by the end of this year, and then that means we probably either see it either next year, 2020, or maybe 2021, depending on how much editing they got to do and all that stuff, and how long it takes them to get it done. But I think this is the right decision to go. You reboot the franchise, you give it another chance, you do a different style of Turtles. I mean, preferably if you guys know, I would prefer to see suits if we could do it. I mean, I know it's 2019. I know just about nobody does it anymore. Nobody does hardly any practical effects. It's all CG nowadays. But as an old school fan of the Turtles, as somebody that was a huge fan of the original Turtles trilogy from the 90s, I wish that somehow they could get somebody that, I don't know how they could do it. Of course, Jim Henson and what they did in the 90s was, I personally thought it was amazing. Sure, there were some times where you see the strings and stuff like that in certain clips and everything, but really, I mean, for me, that's what I would like to see. So here's to hoping that this rebooted version of the Turtles is maybe more similar to the original trilogy of the 90s, or more closer to that, more closer to the original cartoon series, maybe the Goofy Way and that kind of thing, like something like maybe Secret of the Ooze, closest to that than it is to these to the newer movies. Which personally, I mean, it sounds like they did okay in the box office. They didn't totally flop. They made money, it sounds like, but personally for me, I would just like to see something more reminiscent of the early Turtle stuff that really, bootstrapped the whole Turtles popularity of the late 80s and 90s. I mean, that was a winning formula, and I just feel like if you could somehow find a way to go back to that, have the campiness of the 80s mixed in there, have kind of some live action suits, and then add your CG on afterwards. Man, that could be really fun. And it'd have to be like half comedy, half action, of course, as usual, as you kind of want to see with Turtles. You can't go too much with Turtles, I think, in the action category without having the silliness, unless you're going for like maybe a more realistic original comic book Turtle version, which we saw in like the 2000 cartoon series and stuff like that, which wasn't as well received as the prior versions, like the 80s series or early 90s series. So those are my thoughts on the Turtles reboot, guys. Let me know what you think. What would you like to see from a Turtles movie? What do you think they can do with this reboot? For me, I mean, I don't have too high hopes. I had pretty high hopes for the last two movies, and they let me down a lot, man. They let me down quite a bit. So I'm hoping that the next one will be better. And still, still wishing and dreaming that eventually we could get a Turtles that's maybe as good as and as popular as it once was, in the original cartoon series and the first trilogy of movies. Let me know what you guys think. If you liked the video, please thumb it up below. You can share, you can favorite. And if you're new and you want to subscribe, I'll have to subscribe to the channel. I would appreciate it, and I'll see you guys again soon for another video. As always, this is Trev, and I'm saying peace. Later, guys. See you soon.